Thank you so much for making Locked on Auburn your first listen every single day. The running back room will be the story going into this game, especially if Damari Austin does not play. Hugh Freeze said it was a game-time decision. The way Freeze talked about it on Monday, I don't think he wants to play Damari Austin. We're reading between the lines. He's usually pretty honest. Like, I think if he thought Damari could play, I think he would have said so. So I don't think they want to play Damari. I think they're going to have the question in regards to like, all right, Jeremiah Cobb, Omar Mabson, is Alvin Henderson ready to be RB3? Do you need RB3 in this situation? Do you give more attempts to Eric Singleton or Malcolm Simmons? Do you let Jackson Arnold carry it 4 or 5 times? There are options. It's just interesting to kind of speculate what exactly they're going to do.
Our own Kyle Rush said that Damari Austin looked like he could play if he needed to Saturday at practice when he went to practice yesterday. Yeah. I think the scenario is you dress Damari Austin as opposed to last week they didn't dress him. You leave him on the sideline as a statue and don't plan on using him unless it's break glass in case of an emergency. And you hope that never happens. I think you give Cobb about 15 carries. You give Mabson about 8 to 10 this time. Maybe let Jackson Arnold run it a couple times and let Eric Singleton or Malcolm Simmons on a jet sweep run it a couple times. And I would not be opposed to letting the walk-on, that Justin Jones, I guess is his name, like he did. He carried it late against Ball State. Maybe late in the fourth quarter, when the game's out of hand, give him a couple carries.
Rather give him carries over Alvin?
If Alvin's ready to play, no. But we didn't see Alvin last week in a 42-3 game.
I was a little surprised by that.
So maybe they wanted him to have another week of practice. I would prefer to see Alvin. I'd prefer to see Alvin right after Omar Mabson and him to get 5 or 6 carries. I'd love to see that.
Me too. Is there a point where you're like, I don't want Jackson carrying it or getting hit X amount of times? To me, I think 4 or 5 is kind of the number in my head.
That's the number. The magic number I had too was 4 or 5. Keep it a couple times on an RPO scenario, just to kind of keep people honest. Again, to reiterate what Freeze said last week, they did not call one design run for Jackson Arnold. The times he ran it was plays broke down, he improvised, or he scrambled out of a sack. And of course, you have to do that. If it's there, you take it. If they're dropping deep in soft coverage and they give you 20 yards of green grass, by God, you better run it and not do what Justin Fields did against the Steelers and throw it on 4th down and lose the game. You like to take my little Baltimore Ravens Steelers shot, so I thought I'd throw one in there for you.
There you go. There you go. I can't talk any smack this week. We're 0-1.
There you go. So I think that's what you're going to see. I also saw something that was very encouraging. I know we're talking about running back questions, but Kyle mentioned they worked a lot on the middle of the field and vertical passing game. And Auburn hasn't done that a lot. They've gone to the sidelines. They've gone to the outs. I would like to see more. Now that's because the other 2 teams took that away, but I do want to see some things up the seam between the hashes, middle of the field.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little surprised with how teams have defended Auburn up to this point of trying to take away the run, where I don't think that's questionable anymore. Auburn can run the football. This is an offense who can run the ball. The offensive line's built for it. The quarterback's built for it. The running backs are good. But they're still going to rely on them to start this game. And there's going to be a team, it might be South Alabama, that says, hey, we're not going to win this game unless we stop the run.
And they load the box and Jackson Arnold.
And then we get to see what happens.
That was absolutely crazy. And Cam Coleman goes absolutely crazy. And Simmons and Singleton. Yes, that's
how I would defend Auburn. If I was playing against Auburn, I'm saying, Jackson, I'm making you throw it on me.
Yeah. You have to pick your poison in that scenario. And in an RPO system, I'm very comfortable with him doing that. I'm letting him throw it 30 times. I just am. So,
I would like to see more of the normal offense. I'd like to see a lot more RPO on Saturday.
Yep. Me too.
Especially early on. If you get early third quarter and you want to get a few more reps on the vertical passing and all that, that's fine. Great. But let's run the full offense at the beginning.
I don't think, and I'm a little disappointed, I don't think Auburn played as many of its young people that are backups, and it's second and third teamers that they wanted to on offense Saturday. They got in the game a lot later than I think the coaching staff would have preferred.
Yeah.
And that starts with Deuce Knight and everybody else. So I'd like to see a lot more of that. If, you talk about a dream scenario, the end of the third quarter, you're playing all your backups because it didn't happen against Ball State. And that's a little bit disappointing.
Yeah. I predict that happens. I think that happens on Saturday. I'm with you. I mean, it's only going to take a few minutes of like Auburn executing at the level that they can to distance themselves enough in this one. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. Daryl Dapprich, how can people check out everything you've got going on?
Follow me on X, Dap6410, Wednesdays and Fridays with you. And then, of course, the reaction show that we drop Sunday morning, which is always a lot of fun. It'll be done a lot earlier this weekend, right?
That's right. But we'll still go up Sunday morning, just for clarification. Yes. We'll still go up Sunday.
You'll see daylight behind me is what I'm saying instead of light.
That's right.
Probably. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. This has been Locked On Auburn.